Let's go ahead and join our fabulous guest. But we do need to tell you about the charity first of all.
Now, of course, TVSN is really proud to support the Northern Beaches Women's Shelter, but today we have the special guest, Annabelle. She's actually here to talk about, it's not just the Northern Beaches Women's Shelter, it's actually 9 and growing in her little beautiful system of helping women in need.
Absolutely. Well, welcome, Annabelle. We're so excited to have you here, particularly as we're supporting for this quarter the Women's Shelter, Northern Beaches Women's Shelter. Tell us a little bit more about what you do for the shelters. You do have the most amazing bio, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank
the
you.
Recognition. That's such a lot of hard work, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But Northern Beaches Women's Shelter is an amazing local organisation. It supports over 50 women a year with crisis accommodation and lots of support. So if somebody needs assistance to connect with doctors or psychologists or to find safe housing or a job, that's all part of the work we do at the shelter.
And in terms of getting the word out there for support, because obviously financial support is probably one of the hardest things to generate so that you can create more of these amazing shelters, because I know that you've been able to do that in and around the entirety of New South Wales. Do we need more of these shelters?
Absolutely we do. And specifically Northern Beaches receives very little support from any level of government, so it's completely reliant on community donations and philanthropy to do the good work that it does.
And what are the goals of the shelters?
What we want to do is support women to achieve financial freedom and empowerment and to be able to get back on their feet after a crisis.
That is one of the most difficult things from any information that I've read or seen over the years, any documentaries that you might, be watching. It always seems to be that transitioning from, say, a very, very difficult situation in a woman's life, and then having to say to themselves, well, I need to get myself and my children safe. If we don't have more of these shelters and more of the financial support that needs to go with those shelters, these women fall to the wayside and end up being destitute often, don't they?
That's absolutely right. We've supported women who might have been sleeping rough or sleeping in their cars or couch surfing with friends. It's incredibly important that women have a safe place to go if they've experienced domestic violence or homelessness, because without that safe roof and that really good support, it can be pretty hard to get back on your feet.
Trauma obviously is one thing a lot of these women have been through. If they don't have the right professionals on their side, that obviously, you need financial support to create that situation. I guess we have to think now these days, when we look at the stats of what's happening for women out there, the problem's not going away, is it? It actually feels like it's getting worse.
I think what we're seeing is that every time we raise awareness around domestic and family violence and homelessness, women raise their hands for help.
Right.
And so it's so incredibly important that there are these services there to support women when they, when they need to leave or when they need that support. And one of the things that we do incredibly well in the work that we do is it's not just behind closed doors. We invite the community to be part of the solution and to help and support our shelter and the women that we look after.
And so, okay, good question around that, or segue to a question of mine would be, what can the community do more of, if that's what you're saying?
Yeah, well, I like to talk in terms of time, treasure and talent. So if somebody has time that they can contribute to volunteering, that's absolutely something we can encourage at Northern Beaches Women's Shelter and throughout our network. If they obviously can donate, that's very, very helpful to help us keep running. And if they have a talent, such as if they have a specific skill that the women in our shelter could benefit from, please check out our website and have a look.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so just remind everybody again of the website. Where should they go?
They should look at Northern Beaches Women's Shelter. You can just Google that, or NBWS.org.au.
Absolutely brilliant. We are so proud of you. I just feel like you're one of those amazing, empowering women. Love your hair. That's empowering right there. And the whole idea that there is now this idea that it's a subject that can be talked about, needs to be talked about more widely, particularly for younger women. If there are younger women watching out there, I've got 2 daughters. It's a conversation that we have often, a son that we talk to him about, taking care of women. So we really appreciate what you're doing out there in the greater landscape, but we also appreciate our beautiful friends at home who are going to donate for us today. So if you can do so, please try to donate. Have a little look at this. There's the link there, donate now at nbws.org.au, to allow you to really go ahead and feel like you're doing something positive for all women and for a lot of younger people out there. Thank you so much. I know it's only a very short, brief amount of time that we get to chat with you, but we really appreciate you coming all this way. Thank you, Annabelle.
Thank you for having me.
Our